Hey there, EduMatchers. We're taking the week off because ISTE 2019 is now going on. This video, I'm recording it from Philadelphia, and it's currently June 23rd, I believe, 2019. So, by the way, for today and today only, you can get some free EduMatch books if you go on Amazon and search the Kindle books for EduSnap 16, 17, 18, Teacher's Recipe Guide, Makers in Schools, and To Whom It May Concern. So those are all available for free. So hopefully, as you're watching this, then you will be able to snatch that up. So that is for today only. But anyway, hopefully you enjoy this episode about how to adapt to new roles in schools. So this is kind of timely as it's the end of the school year for many of us, and some of us are taking on new positions next year. So hope you like this throwback episode from 2015. Talk to you later.
It's Edge Match. Edge Match. It's Edge Match. You're at Edge Match. Edge Match. Don't miss Edge Match. Don't miss Edge Match. You're at Edge Match. Edge Match. Don't miss Edge Match. Don't miss Edge Match.
Hey everybody, welcome to EduMatch Tweet and Talk number 12. We are here tonight to discuss a very, very timely topic. But before we go ahead and drop that, just wanted to make sure that y'all are following along on Google+. We are doing this live as a video, which obviously you already know about if you're watching us, but it's bit.ly/tweettalk12. Tell all your friends. And in addition, we have a Twitter chat going on with the hashtag EduMatch, EduMatch. So, if you would like to join us on EduMatch and be the featured person of the day, then please check out our website at edumatch.education and just fill out a little info about yourselves. And, from that, then we will get to know you and add you to our Voxer group. And from there, you will get to know all about us as well through our wonderful Voxer group. So just watch that EduMatch hashtag. Information will be forthcoming as the night goes on. So tonight's topic is about changing roles for school year 2015-2016. So we have a fantastic panel for you all, and we have a fantastic panel also going on the hashtag. So make sure that you're part of that if you're not already. I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to our moderator for tonight, Ms. Shayna White.
Hey everybody, good evening. We'll start off with everybody introducing themselves. So I'll start with Carla, and then we'll just work our way down. Tell us your name, your location, and what do you do?
Hi everybody, I'm Carla. I am in South Carolina, and I am the Instructional Technology Coordinator for the Darlington County School District.
Okay, awesome. Sarah, go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right, sure. Hey, everybody. My name is Sarah Thomas, and I am a new high school technology education teacher moving up from the K-8 world. So this is actually my first week with students, so I'm very, very happy to be here.
Awesome. Tammy, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Tammy Neal. I am a intro to IT and game design teacher in rural North Florida, and I have made 2 changes in position in my career. So I'm happy and excited to be here to talk about it.
Awesome. And Zena.
There we go. Am I good? I'm Zena Brown, and I'm here in Atlanta. I am an instructional technology coach for the iTeach Center at Kennesaw State University.
Awesome. And as Sarah mentioned, I'm Shayna White. I just recently left the classroom. I'm a middle school technology coordinator in Gwinnett County, which is also in Metro Atlanta. The first question I'd pose, and I'll start off with Carla, what do you think motivates educators or people in the educational field to change positions? What are some rationale or reasons behind that?
Thanks, Shayna. A couple of weeks ago, we've been in school with students for about 2 weeks now, and this is a new job for me. I met a former coworker in the hallway, and she said, "I heard you left the classroom." And she asked me why. She said, "Is it the money?" She said, "You were a great teacher. I just don't understand why you left the classroom. Is it because of the money?" And I told her, I said, "It's not the money. I felt like that I looked for this new position because I wanted to impact on a higher scale. Like, I love the work that I was able to do with my 75 to 120 students that I ranged per year, but in being able to work with 800 teachers, I get to impact 10,000 students. And so that's, one of the reasons why I think a lot of people decide to, look for jobs, or promotions or jobs, outside of the classroom, is because they feel like they can impact others on a larger scale than what they do in the classroom. And I don't dissuade that at all. I mean, I think it's amazing what teachers do every day in the classroom, but I know that that was probably the main reason why I looked for, a different position.
Yeah, I think that impact is huge, especially if you're in education for the right reasons. You want to impact more. And so when you move up in the ranks to maybe the district level or an administrative role, you have that ability to impact more classrooms rather than just your little bubble. Sarah, I'll ask you, you moved from a different setting, but you're still in the classroom. What was kind of your motivating factor as far as changing positions?
Well, I guess for me, the thing is that I've been doing what I was doing for a fairly long time. It was my 7th year at that school, and I loved it. Like, I loved everything about it, the students, the parents, the staff, everything. But I was getting good at doing the same thing, and I figured that I kind of wanted to grow. So I felt like I needed to switch it up a little bit, and try something to step outside of my comfort zone. It's kind of weird because right before the position, the opportunity even came about, I made a video for a friend talking about the need to step outside our comfort zones, because if something scares us, then chances are that it's because in the back of our mind we know that we're fully capable of it. But we just don't want to mess up. So those are the opportunities that we need to go for. So I rewatched that video, also got some great advice from people on Voxer and from my family, and I decided to just go for it. So it's definitely stepping outside my comfort zone, but in the best possible way.
Awesome. And that's a great segue to question number 2, and I'll push this to you, Zena. What are some positives outside of stepping outside of your comfort zone, or more of an impact do you see maybe moving maybe laterally or moving up in the education ranks that you see are some positive factors that would make somebody want to pursue a new role or position?
Well, I think for me, one of the things is this is year 26 in education, which is a little bit of a time. And so to me, the changes, we always discuss ourselves as lifelong learners, as educators. And to me, I think that's one of the things that my recent change did for me. It kept me going, I've got to keep learning, because that is what is our communication to our peers, that's our communication to our students. And so the change in position put me in a position to practice what I was telling other people to do.
And Tammy, since you said you've made 2 changes in your roles, what are some of the positives you've seen switching roles in your career?
Well, the first change I made, I left the classroom about 12 years ago to become a school media specialist. And that really opened up my ability to see the bigger picture. It was really important for me at the time to see how all the departments work together, all the interrelatedness on a campus, and that was really, really beneficial. 4 years ago, I returned to the classroom in another district, and because of the first change, I was able to bring all of that together, and I think that's really made a very deep impact on how I relate to my students. So now that I've come back to the classroom, I feel like I'm a stronger teacher because of it.
It probably gave you a unique perspective, being kind of able on the inside and seeing the ins and outs of how the schools are run when you're more in an administrative role, and then going back to the classroom, you kind of get it a little bit better, and you don't sit there and think, oh, why is this happening? You kind of saw the ins and outs when it was going on. The next question I'll pose back to Carla, what have been some of the negatives? I know for me, the big negative that I've noticed, and we've been in school for 3 weeks, is I miss the students. I didn't think I was going to, but that's huge. Those relationships I've built with those kids, I just get to see them in the hallways now in passing, not like actually physically being able to see them grow or see them get a concept that we've struggled with or whatever. So what are some of the negatives or like speed bumps that you've seen in your transition to your new position?
I think definitely missing the kids is huge. And I went from being in a classroom to a district office position. So I really miss the kids. The upside of that is that when I go visit, I'm like a superstar when I walk down the halls. But I mean, that part, and even before kids came and I was making rounds to schools just sharing our technology plan and options for them, and I'd show them some of the things that our kids had made. I mean, I got teary-eyed, about it. I think the other part of that is the perception for me, the perception that most people have of our district office staff. Like, I think, because I was on the other side for a while, and I would ask myself the question, what do they do all day? But, I mean, the staff that I work with, they work extremely hard, and it's about also like, how do I change the perception so that people, how are we able to better shine a light on what we do and highlight what we do so that teachers feel like that we are there, to help, to support them. How do we change the look, that that perceptive look of what we do? And then just the overwhelmingness of, making the adjustment and the changes. And, before I was at a very small school, we were like a family. And so now, it's me and there are 800 different teachers that all have different personalities. They don't know me any more than I know them. So just getting around so that I can continue to build relationships.
And I think that's big, like you said, that people higher up, and I think Tammy had that great perspective. She was able to be in leadership and get to see that, yeah, they are doing stuff all day and they're trying to troubleshoot and make teachers' jobs easier, but a lot of times teachers don't have that perspective and that perception. One of the other negatives, and I know Sarah's going to be able to echo me on this one, is wardrobe change. For me, that was a huge struggle. I'm a health and PE teacher, so gym shorts and tennis shoes were my life for 11 years. So that was one of the negatives for me, and I know, Sarah, we had this conversation, I think, this week about our feet not liking us, being in those dress shoes and heels and all those nice stuff. Any other negatives that you've had so far, Sarah, with your transition?
Oh, man, I would say that would be number one for me because the rest of it has been overwhelmingly positive. Like, with it being kind of a lateral move just at a different school, then the fact is that a lot of my students actually moved with me. So, and a lot of former students I was able to reconnect with. So that has really been the icing on the cake. But, oh my gosh, like, the wardrobe is just, the heels are killing me because, at the beginning of the school year, we try to kind of dress it up a little bit to make a good impression, and yeah, 4.5 hours on my feet. My feet do not like me very much right now.
Zena, since you've been in education for long, you said 24 years, what were some maybe negatives that you've seen anytime you change a role? If maybe you've seen colleagues do that change, maybe some negatives you've seen for them, or just some that you've experienced yourself?
I'm going to be real honest. I think one of the things, particularly when you move from the classroom and you move out of the classroom, you encounter those people that want to know how did you get that job, and are there more openings, kind of thing. And so it's always an adjustment of meeting those people that applied for the same position and maybe we're not selected. So you kind of have those conversations with them, making sure to still be encouraging. Some people, I kind of have the conversations of what is really your ultimate goal. Is it technology, or is it something with content? And for their strengths, it may be continue with your content in terms of math, science, etc., but just increase the technology, trying to give them maybe these are some other avenues and next steps, because I like my job. I'm like, I want to stay in my job. And so that's one of the first things, because you meet all those people, you've been great friends, you may not have known they applied, but you always have that kind of interaction with people who didn't get the position. And so wanting to stay positive and encouraging for them is kind of one of the things that is always a little bit of a shock once you get your job and you go in and you introduce yourself with your new title and your new role.
I think that key point that you mentioned about what is your end goal, I mean, a lot of times people have these grandiose ideas, but they really don't have parameters as far as the direction they want to go. Well, I want to try this, I want to try this, I want to try that. So if you're strong in content, maybe focus on that avenue and become maybe, just an instructional content level coach. If you're lacking in the technology aspect, get some classes, some assistants, whatever it takes to get to that role position you want to get to. A lot of times people don't have that goal defined. They just want to be your position, and they don't know the steps that you've taken to get to that position. The last one, I wanted to kind of make it a little lighthearted, but it's going to be a little different. For me, I would say, is there just words of wisdom or like a quote or advice? I said in my little thing, a meme, but something that you would say for somebody who is changing roles. I know the one thing that impacted me that they taught us this summer for all the new tech coordinators was to under-promise and over-deliver. And that really stuck with me because a lot of times when you're in a new role, you want to try to help everybody, and you can't. So if you under-promise and over-deliver, you're always going to make everybody happy. So I'll go back to Tammy, and then we'll go to Carla, Sarah, and we'll finish out with Zena. So Tammy, do you have like words of wisdom for anybody changing roles or words of?
Well, when I left the classroom, and went to the library, I used Scotty from Star Trek. And I always told people it would take me 3 times as long as I thought I could get it done. So that way they had some, and it wasn't so much a lie as it was I didn't want people to think that I was better than what I was. I wanted to give myself time to learn what I needed to learn. So in the beginning I gave myself, I can do it in 3 days. And so if I did it in 2, they were happy with me. So kind of like yourself, undersell and over-deliver. And so I echo what you said.
Carla, what about you? Words of wisdom, advice?
For me, it's probably been say the Serenity Prayer and move on. I mean, because you just, like Tammy said, and like you said too, Shayna, you want to help everybody, but sometimes there are some things that you just cannot change, and you have to understand that, and because those things will derail you if you try to focus on the things that you can't change instead of really working hard on the things that you can. So that, and learning that adult learners are just about on the same level as children learners, and once you realize that, then that helps to decrease your blood pressure as well.
Yes, that was the first thing my principal asked me in the meeting this week. He's like, what do you like better, teaching teachers or teaching students? And I mean, literally before he finished the sentence, I was like, teaching students, definitely. Last words of wisdom or advice for anybody changing roles?
I think for me, it is definitely appreciating the people you work with, appreciating the teachers. I know I go into the classroom and they have the 25, maybe 30 students, and I get to leave, but making sure that I come in with a positive attitude of being encouraging and supportive and appreciative of those people that are boots on the ground every day with the students all day long, as someone who's not in the classroom. And then the other thing is just remembering what made me decide to make the change, so that I appreciate that too, and remember this was done because I had goals in mind. So especially when we move to a new district and there's new people and new lingo and new processes and etc. But remembering what your own end goal was is another key thing to me.
All right, Sarah, what's your words of wisdom, and then you can close us out.
All right. Well, my words of wisdom, I actually have to give credit where credit's due. My good friend Crystal shared this my very first day of going back in. She shared it with the Voxer group, but the words were right on time. It was some advice that she gave someone else, which she shared with us. She said that the year has already been written out, so just sit back and watch it play out the way that it does. So that really helped to put my mind at ease, because I was freaking out a lot about what are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? But really, it's already been taken care of. Just let it play itself out. So that really helped me. So I just wanted to share that. So I just wanted to thank you all so much. This has been such a great show. So thank you to everyone on our panel. Thank you to our moderator, Shayna. Thank you to everyone who is watching on the Google Hangout. I see y'all with those numbers on the bottom. Okay. And also thank you to everyone who has been tweeting with us using the hashtag EduMatch. So this podcast will be archived on iTunes, and the Twitter chat will be storified. Next week, we're not going to have a show because it is Labor Day weekend, but we will be back the following week with the topic of overcoming roadblocks. So that's going to be a great show as well, so definitely tune in. Anyone can be a panelist. The link is already up. The Hangout page is already up. Just leave a comment on bit.ly/ you guessed it, Tweet Talk 13. So once again, thank you all so much. Subscribe to our podcast at bit.ly/edumatchpodcast. Reading is fundamental. Everybody have a fantastic night and a fantastic week. Bye.
It's Edge Match. Edge Match. It's Edge Match.